What's up everybody, Doomwake here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. So I am recording this on Saturday after, well, actually, while the Modern Challenge is still taking place. I'm actually watching Nasif play his top 8 match live on my other screen. But Aspiringspike top 8'd with Jeskai Phoenix. This is a deck that he's been playing on his Twitch channel the past couple of days. If you're not following Spike, why aren't you? You should definitely go follow Spike, twitch.tv/Aspiringspike. Great Magic player, great deck builder, and he has brought some more Innistrad Midnight Hunt cards, Faithful Mending, into the modern format. So I know that he has been a pretty big proponent of Arclight Phoenix decks in the past, and this one we got kind of a new tool for Phoenix shells in the form of Faithful Mending. So he top 8 at the event, unfortunately ended up losing to, I think he lost to Nasif in the quarterfinals. But I'm really excited to try this deck out. He's been kind of crushing over the past couple of days with it, and he seems to like it a lot. So, for those of you who haven't seen Arclight Phoenix before, here it is in all of its feathered glory. It's a 3/2 flying haste for 4 mana, not the best rate. However, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast 3 or more spells, you can return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So ideally, what you're trying to do is you're trying to put it into your graveyard, where you have Consider, Thought Scour, Faithless Salvaging, which is a card from MH2 that hasn't seen a ton of love, and then the new card Faithful Mending. So it's, you have all those kinds of ways to put Phoenix into your graveyard, and then you cast a bunch of cheap spells and or free spells with Metamorphose and Gutshot. So that's kind of the general idea of the deck. And then we also have Demolish, which is a card from, I think it's from AFR. This is a promo version, but I think it's from AFR. It's blue, 4/3, expensive. However, it costs a blue less for each instant and sorcery spell you cast this turn. So, as you can imagine, you're trying to cast a bunch of cheap and or free spells to get back your Arclight Phoenix. Well, now you can cast Demolish for free if you've cast 4 spells. And the really nice thing about Demolish, that third line of text, you may cast it from your graveyard by exiling 4 instant and or sorcery cards in addition to paying its other costs. So if you, let's say, mill over a Demolish and play 4 spells, you can then cast it for free from your graveyard by exiling 4 spells, which you presumably have because you just cast 4 spells that turn. So that's kind of cool as well, so you can kind of just do a whole bunch of stuff that way. Also, Demolish, like Phoenix, is good to discard to stuff like Salvaging and Mending, because it's sort of plus cards, because you're discarding it, but then you're casting it again from your graveyard for free. And then the rest of the deck, outside of the discard and mill and the threats itself, we have some good removal. So we have Prismatic Ending, because we are a base blue-red deck, but we're splashing white for Faithful Mending, so why not play Prismatic Ending, one of the best removal spells in the format. Lightning Bolt, just, really good card. This deck doesn't have a lot of card types. As you can see, it's just really instant sorcery, creature, land. So we can't really reliably afford to play Unholy Heat, even though it is quite a bit better. And this deck is a little more aggressive, so being able to bolt your opponent can really add up when you're attacking with 2 Arclight Phoenixes, maybe on turn 2 or turn 3. And then we get some setup here, some Serum Visions. Not the flashiest card, but for, pound for pound, at the number of cards you get to look at, it really sets up your draws very well, because you are looking for specific cards, like maybe you have a Phoenix in your hand and you're looking for a Mending or a Salvaging, or you have a Thought Scour in your hand, you can, like, let's say Serum Visions, put an Arclight Phoenix on top, maybe upkeep, Thought Scour yourself, and then draw for your turn to get your Phoenix into the graveyard that way. So it really sets up your draws really nicely. So that's the main deck. Mana base, some fetch lands, some shock lands, couple Spire Bluffs, nothing too crazy to talk about there. And then when we get to the sideboard, we have Flusterstorm to fight against counter spells and cascade spells, Path to Exile for Murktide Regent, Surgical Extraction for graveyard-based decks like Dredge and all that kind of stuff, Alpine Moon for Tron and Urza Saga, Chalice of the Void mostly for Cascade, because you definitely do not want to bring in Chalice on one. If your opponent has Chalice and they're a Chalice on one deck, they will likely keep it or bring it in against you because you have a lot of 1-drops. And then Wear Tear, which is here mostly for Rest in Peace and Lane Line of the Void, can also maybe hit like a Relic of Progenitus, Soul Guide, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you're more interested in Wear Tear against the heavy hitting graveyard hate, less so against the one-shot graveyard hate. So that is the deck list. Again, Spike top 4 the challenge, so he's got a pretty good track record with this deck so far. So hopefully we can do him some justice. So, without further ado, I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Alrighty, YouTube, we are here for round number 1, Jeskai Phoenix. So, what do we got? We got some Mendings. We got a Serum Visions to try and find maybe a Metamorphose to turn on Demolish. I think this hand looks fine to me. I'll go ahead and keep it. Pretty sure I'm leaning on basic Island Serum Visions because I kind of want to get Sacred Foundry with Flooded Strand to make sure I have red and white mana. So, I believe that is what we're going to do. Just trying to see if there's any reason to lead on Consider. No, I think Visions is better. Kind of sets us up for the turn 2 Demolish potentially. Do I want to keep Ending? Yeah, I think so. I don't really need a 4th land though. I'll keep Ending. I wonder if we're playing against Smallpox. Looks like we are. Are we going to get poxed? Priest of Felrites. Okay, so we can Bolt plus Consider, or we can just Prismatic Ending that thing. It's probably safer to Prismatic Ending it, because if I Bolt plus Consider, they can just get the 5 mana and do the thing. Yeah, let's just go Sacred Foundry, Sacred Foundry, Prismatic Ending. Alright, get the Sacred Foundry, Prismatic Ending this thing, and your turn. If they Smallpox us, we'll sack Island and probably discard the 2nd Mending. I think. Looks like we're getting Smallpoxed. Yeah, I think Island Mending is where I want to go. Yeah, I like that. Mending. Okay. Definitely sack the island. And they discarded Archon, which is not surprising. I feel like this is maybe not a good matchup for us. Reanimator. Arclight Phoenix, huh? Is there any reason to Mending main phase? No, I don't think so. I'm just going to play a land and pass. We'll just go end of turn Mending, probably discard Phoenix Demolish. No, obviously depending on what we draw. If we draw the Phoenix, we'll just discard that, but this looks like a Persist. Unmarked Grave, that is much more beatable for me than Persist. Especially if they're getting Priest and missing land drops. I like that. Alright, let's go Mending. Discard. So now it's just Phoenix Demolish. And then if I draw a land or a gut shot, I can do everything, right? Metamorphose, Thought Scour, Consider. Yeah, okay. Let's go Metamorphose, make blue. Because I want to cast my cantrips to make it more likely I find a land. Okay. Let's Consider. Strand into my graveyard. No. So let's fetch first. Get Steam Vents. Yeah, Steam Vents. Let's go Thought Scour myself. And play a Serum Visions. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have Serum before Thought Scour. Yeah. But we can just go top, and we can upkeep the Consider. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I get to keep one of these spells for next turn, and I'm putting a Consider into my graveyard next upkeep. So let's just keep one of the Mendings, I think. I'm gonna go Demolish. Yeah. But yeah, what I should have done was Serum Vision first, because Serum Vision first can keep a Phoenix on top, and then I can Thought Scour the Phoenix. So that would have made more sense. Sequencing with this deck is not the easiest. It's not the most intuitive sometimes, but what's this? Black, colorless. Okay. I have the Persist. I wonder if they had it last turn and just chose not to cast it. I am going to sacrifice the Phoenix. So, Phoenix on top, Demolich underneath it. So actually, this is a little awkward. So I'm actually not going to get back the Phoenix this turn. So let's just discard the land. Because I have to go bolt. I have to go bolt and then attack with Demolich bolted again. I still do want to upkeep Consider because I don't want to draw the Phoenix. Okay, so now I have to go bolt this thing, attack with both, and then bolt it again. And then this isn't going to target nothing. But I am going to bolt the Archon. Hope they don't have a second Persist. Second Persist would be a little dicey. But I feel like if they had... Maybe they thought I had a counterspell. So I was going to say, I feel like if they had Persist the turn they cast Grave, they would have just cast Persist. But maybe they just don't know what I'm playing. And they just don't know that I don't have counterspells. Black-white. Priest. I think I can beat a Priest. Given that we have Prismatic Ending. Which I will cast. Okay, they're off it. Game number 2 against Smallpox Reanimator. I will bring in Surgical Extraction. Path to Exile for Archon. Flusterstorm seems okay. Chalice Moon Wear Tear not really where I want to be. Gutshot seems not great. And what else are we cutting? So if I want to bring in the Flusterstorms, I got to cut 4 more cards. I like Ending. At least the nice thing about a matchup like this is you don't have to worry about Rest in Peace. Gotta cut 4 of these cards, huh? What if I don't want to cut 4? I wonder if we can afford to cut Prismatic Ending, given that we're bringing in Surgical and Path, and we just, like... The thing about Prismatic Ending is their only target really is, I guess they made a Spell Bomb, which is definitely a reason to keep it in. But I was going to say their only good target is Priest, right? The rest of their deck is just, like, you know, Smallpoxes, Archons, Reanimation Spells. It is decent against Priest, but... Sideboarding with this deck is hard. I never know what to cut. Could also not bring in Flusterstorm. Nah, I like Flusterstorm, I think. I think I'm going to cut, like, 2 Prismatic Endings, keep a couple. And then just, like, shave some cantrips. Maybe, like, shave Serum Visions, shave a Salvaging. Maybe shave a Bolt, keep in the 3rd ending. Let's try this. Alright, let's go with this. Perfect sideboarding, by the way. Perfect sideboarding. Well, I have a cantrip, 2 cantrips, and a Surgical Extraction. I'm going to keep. I believe this is my single best card in the entire matchup. And, I mean, the 2 bolts is kind of awkward. As you can see, this is kind of why I don't mind trimming bolts in this matchup. It's possible I'm supposed to cut more bolts, keep in, you know, salvaging visions and stuff like that, and just, like, maybe cut all the bolts, but still definitely keeping this hand. Hopefully no Thoughtseize. Tilt. Surgical down. Surgical down. Alright, Spire Bluff, your turn. Gonna EOT this Consider. Trying to find a Phoenix. What do we got? Oh. It's gonna be a Smallpox. I don't like this. I don't like this. Yeah, I don't think I want Path right now. All right, I'm gonna keep both my lands. I'm gonna discard Bolt, I think. If they discard Archon and have Persist, I am not in good shape. I guess, maybe I'm supposed to keep both bolts. Because if they Archon me, I could just double bolt it, but... Oh, they have Emissary anyways. So I guess they just name instant. Let's go Steam Vents, untapped, your turn. And if they have Persist, we can Thought Scour and try and spike our last Surgical. Black-White Priest. Okay. 2 cards in hand. I'm actually going to Thought Scour end of turn because I would much rather Prismatic Ending this. Okay. Alright, well. Don't really have a choice here. I think I have to bolt this. I think I have to bolt this. Milled over a Prismatic Ending. Now we could maybe do some stuff next turn. We can go Metamorphose, Salvaging, discard Phoenix, and try to get back a Phoenix. Maybe find a Demolich or something like that. We have another Priest. Okay. It's a little dicey. Did draw the Demolich. Okay, so let's go thin my deck. I have to leave up the Sacred Foundry because we really need to give ourselves the opportunity to play Prismatic Ending if we find it. So we'll go blue-red. Storm count 1. So I can Thought Scour first. If I hit ending the Priest, and then if I miss, I can just go Salvaging, discard Phoenix. Okay. Ending? Ending, please. Well, I guess we got one more look at it. And that's also going to cast the Demolich anyways, so I don't mind casting this. White-red. How about a Path to Exile? Well, the problem with pathing the Priest is then they just have 5 mana to get back the other Priest, so that's kind of a moot point. Discard Phoenix. Play Demolich. So they go to 16. Do they want to name creature or instant? We'll see. I would assume they name instant. But if they name instant, it's not a 2-turn clock, and we can potentially race the turn after they attack. So, you know, we're not just stone cold dead if they name instant. If they name creature, then we just path it and move on with our life. Yeah, they named instant, which makes sense. But now we can maybe just go around it, you know? They also have to name instant because we have Demolich Path. So, yeah. Alright, what are we doing? We could respond to Salvaging and play Consider to try to find more Phoenix Eye. Phoenixes. They're at 13. Yeah, let's actually do that. Trying to find something we can put. Okay. Graveyard. Yes. Cast this. I think I'm going to discard the land. So Storm count 2. Let's cast a Serum Visions, trying to find one more spell. Alright, Prismatic Ending, Surgical. I don't think either of those are where we want to be right now. And then let's go crack this. I do have a basic island left, which is very important because I don't want to go to 14 or lower. So Thought Scour myself. I did not hit a Phoenix, but alright, let's get rid of, I guess, no. Thought Scour. Consider, sure. Okay, so... Question is, can they attack? I don't think I can attack. Well, actually, hold on. If I attack with both of these, they block the Phoenix, because if they block the Demolich, I just get to recast it. So I attack with both. They block Phoenix. Next turn I can go salvaging, hopefully get back the Phoenixes, or the Phoenix. If I wait, I could just block. Yeah, if they attack with the Emissary, I can just block. Could also surgical their priests, and I have black mana off of the Urborg. Is that good? Yeah, what if I just did that? What if I just did this? Attack with both. I actually like this play. Attack with both, target surgical, and then I can surgical their priest using black mana, not pay life. Yeah, this is awesome, I think. I'm pretty sure this is good. Okay, they have a land left in their hand. They have no priests. Okay. And remember, if they block the Demolich, they just get to replay it, so they have to block the Phoenix. Well, they don't have to, but it just makes more sense for them to block the Phoenix. Okay, well, let me have the Demolich, so I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you can go. Now they're at 10, which means they're dead to a Phoenix. If we draw a Phoenix and you know, salvaging into it and be able to get it back, they're just dead. Block Phoenix, take 11. Or I guess block Demolich, take 10, but... Okay, let's cast Salvaging, discard land. Found a Faithful Mending, but I didn't leave up white mana because I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I mean, I can just attack with everything, right? They block. I shouldn't have exiled my cantrips, but... Alright, what I'm going to do is attack with everything. We're going to target the Bolt with... No. The Thought Scour with the first one. Actually, do I want to target anything? I could go Metamorphose Salvaging. So I go... is that worth it? Or I could just go Metamorphose Mending. Now let's go Metamorphose. Put the Salvaging on the stack first. And then this one's going to cast the Metamorphose. So we resolve the Metamorphose first. And then we can Salvaging away the path, I guess. I messed this up. I messed up last turn. I didn't really think about what I was exiling, but I should have not exiled all my cantrips. That was big dummy. Oh, we found a Phoenix. So that's cool. We can do that next turn. Okay. So I imagine they block Demolich. They take... No, now they're blocking Phoenix. Okay. So now they're at 2. We have 2 Phoenixes in our graveyard. I think we're okay. Alright, cool. They didn't find an answer. That was a really interesting game, interesting match. Again, I think I sideboarded pretty poorly. Got to learn a little bit more about that with this deck. But I was pretty impressed with it so far, so want to know? I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 2, Jeskai Phoenix, let's go. Currently 1-0. Record tracker is working again, thankfully. What do we have here? Opponent revealed Lurrus. We have a Bolt, a Thought Scour, a Consider, a Demolich, and a Prismatic Ending. Yeah, this hand seems good. I think I'm going to lead on Steam Vent's Thought Scour. In general, I think, at least my read on this deck, how you want to sequence your cantrips is you usually want to Thought Scour before you cast one of your Consider or Serum Visions. So you get more information on what the scry is, because Thought Scour is a random draw, and Visions and Consider are card selection. So you get a random draw before you decide what you want to get off your Consider and Serum Visions. At least that's what I would assume. The argument, I guess, is like, if you have, like, maybe a Phoenix rolled up and you're just looking for a Metamorphose, then maybe that's a different story, but I am going to Thought Scour in response. I think Thought Scour is important enough. We milled over a salvaging and drew a Phoenix. It's not exactly what we're trying to do. But, you know, here we are. Alright, they took the Consider, which makes sense. And we drew a Lightning Bolt. Alright, your turn. Got nothing going on. Need to find a Mending. Mending would be nice. Salvaging would be fine. Alright, you got a Thoughtseize. So I guess they'll take the ending. Most likely. Oh, I took Bolt. Okay. Took Bolt. Is this Grixis Dress Down Shadow? DRC. It's a stupid fly in my face. I'm trying to get it out of here. Do I want to kill that now? Yeah, I think so. Basically, I'm bolting after they surveil to, you know, not get in the information that I'm going to cast Bolt, even though they probably assume that I'm going to cast Bolt there. Let's get Hallowed Fountain for Demolish purposes. I want to make sure I have enough blue. Tap. They're going to bobble me. They didn't bobble me. I'm going to consider main phase. What can I even draw? I mean, just making my land drops is good, right? Do I want Gut Shot? I don't think so. Okay. Not going particularly well here, I will say. Milling over that salvaging and then drawing the Phoenix was kind of rough. What's this? Dash Ragavan. Yep. I should have thought about that when I cast the Bolt. Maybe I should have just cast the Prismatic Ending. They milled over a Mending. I wanted that. But I wanted that. Yeah, now our hand's just all Prismatic Endings against Dash Ragavans, which is obviously not where you want to be. Maybe they won't dash it again? I mean, it would literally be the fourth Bolt, so... Yeah. I guess I could have kept the Gut Shot if I had assumed they had Ragavan, which, given the play they made of, like, discard spell and then Channeler, yeah, that made sense. What's this? All threats. Oops, all threats. White Source would have been nice, but... Alright, I'm actually going to kill the Channeler here. It's a lot worse if they find a discard spell, but... I guess it's also worse if they find a land. Oh. Or they just draw the dress down. Okay. Well, I mean, they had no cards in hand. So, you know. Obviously, I could have killed the Shadow to prevent that, but... Look, they had no cards in hand, okay? I have my reasons. Alright, I don't actually want to bring in Chalice on 1, because we have a lot of 1s. I do want to bring in Path, and... maybe Flusterstorm? Not even sure that Flusterstorm's that good. I know Gut Shot's bad. Let's just bring in one Flusterstorm. I don't want to draw a ton of them. I need to keep all my Prismatic Endings. I guess I could shave a Bolt, but they have Channeler and Ragavan, so I kind of want to keep all the Bolts. I just want to be a little bit more proactive. And, like, their Graveyard Hate is not Rip or Leyline. Their Graveyard Hate is the one-shot Graveyard Hate, which I think is a lot easier to beat than stuff like Rip and Leyline. God. Do I keep this? I mean, mulliganing against Luris is real bad. But this hand also just is really bad. I'm gonna mulligan this. I think it's too bad. Okay. Well... okay. I'm gonna keep this. I want to keep both Phoenixes so bad. But the problem is if I put back one of these two, because I have to keep the Bolt in case they have a 1-drop. And if I put back one of these two and they have a discard spell, they just take the other one, and then my hand is Phoenix, Phoenix, Bolt lands, you know? So that's why it's kind of tough here. Although if I put back the salvaging and they take mending, I can then just flash it back. Nah, I'm still just gonna be. I'm gonna be more. Yeah, because here, imagine that situation where like I put back salvaging, right? Let's say I put back salvaging. They take faithful mending, and then they just go turn 2 spellbomb, take your mending, and then again I'm just stuck with 2 phoenixes in hand. I just don't think that's where I want to be. All right, we're gonna let the surveil resolve again. Give them less information that you have the bolt. I will bolt. They bobbled me. What do they see? They saw another bolt, which is pretty good. Because now we can just, if they have Ragavan, we have bolt. So that's not too bad. Sure. Ooh. I like what's going on here. Alright, let's go Hallowed Fountain, Salvaging, Discard Phoenix, Flashback Salvaging, Discard Mending, and then let's go Consider, try to find another Phoenix. I'll bin that. Some value. Alright, bolt this thing. Play Demolich for 1 mana, get back Phoenix, attack for 3. We got a 15. This is not a bad start, for sure. This is not a bad start. What you got? Hardcast Ragavan, huh? I believe I can beat that. The question is, do we want to do anything else besides Ragavan? I think I'm just going to hold up my mana. So let's just attack with both. Flashback the bolt with Demolich, and then hold up my mana. Alright, they take 7, go to 8. They could have a shadow here, but... Alright, so what? Basic Swamp, play a 6/6. So we gotta find a Prismatic Ending, which I'm just gonna cast Mending EOT. Definitely don't want to cast Salvaging, because if I draw into the Prismatic Ending, I then have to discard it to the rebound. So, that would be bad. Alright, well they didn't have this, they didn't have the shadow anyways. Just discard these 2. Combat. So I guess they have Bolt or Heat for Demolich. Okay. So I can Thought Scour to try and find a land to replay Demolich. Maybe I was not supposed to do that. Maybe I was supposed to just flashback Mending. But I think trying to hit a land there to replay the Demolich is pretty good. Now we have Shadow covered, so that's not too bad. What's this? Lightning Bolt the Phoenix, sure. Could Mending main phase to play around Drown, but if I'm Mending and discard the other Phoenix and they just have like a Nihil Spellbomb, it's really bad for me, so I think I'm just gonna pass. Because I have three Mendings anyways. If they want to fight over a Mending, I'm kind of okay with that. But it's just too bad if they have a Spellbomb. Okay, they have a Shadow, which is beatable, because we have Ending. It's not terribly concerning. Okay, discard Phoenix, discard land, I think? And we just need to find a spell. Yeah, there we go. So red, blue, make blue white. Ending this, done. Thought Scour myself, Thought Scour myself, play Demolich. Get back 2 Phoenixes. Back for 6. All right, game number 3. We successfully defeated our opponent who got mana screwed. All right, do we want to bring in more Flusterstorms is the question. Over what? Maybe a Bolt? Nah, again, we have to keep all the bolts, I think, for DRC and Ragavan. I mean, Flusterstorm on the draw is kind of medium against Ragavan and DRC anyways, so I'm kind of just not that into it. On the play, it's a lot better, but... Alright, game 3, all the marbles. All of the marbles. Now, my hand's got a bunch of cantrips, but we have no removal spell, so we could get run over. I don't think you can mulligan this hand, but definitely could get run over. Did they not reveal Luris? Did they board in Leyline, or is that just a misclick? I don't think I've seen Grixis Shadow board in Leyline. Maybe Ashiok? I'm assuming more likely it was just a misclick. Alright, Thought Sneeze. I assume they're going to take Serum Visions? This just lets me look at the most cards. It took Thought Scour. Okay. Yeah, I guess that also makes sense. Let's play a Serum Visions. There's a Mending, which we can cast off of the Tarn. So I can draw the Tarn, Visions into the Mending, fetch Visions again. So let's top both of these. I think I'm down to just keep all the filtering. That might be wrong, but what I could also do is draw the fetch and then Visions and then consider the Mending into the graveyard, which is probably where I'd rather have it anyway, so I can get value out of it. That might actually be a better idea. Yeah, so then just go draw the land, consider the Mending into the graveyard. Oh, crap. Okay, didn't think about that. Well, we topped the land for the Ragavan, but kind of wanted that land. Okay. Oh, and I could have considered upkeep. Yeah, that might have been better. So now I can... God. It's not easy to sequence the cantrips with this deck. Especially when you have to worry about Ragavan. Alright, what if I just go Island? I almost want to just play Salvaging. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Because I can go Salvaging, discard Mending, untap, rebound, Salvaging, and then if I find a land, I can just play Demolich. Just cast all my cantrips in one turn. So I think maybe that's just better. They're going to go for it. They are going to go for it. I will not block. I could consider for a burn spell, but I really just want to use all my mana. If I consider and miss, then, you know, I'm not using the rest of my mana. Alright, I will cast Faithless Salvaging. Discard the Mending. That was really good for us. So, rebound this. Discard the Phoenix. And we also draw a land, too, which is pretty good. So let's consider trying to find more Phoenixes. That does cast Mending, but I think I'm going to get aggressive and just try to really, really go all in here. Trying to find more Demoliches and Phoenixes. So I can bin that and look for a Demolich, which I think is good. Okay, drew in anyways. Alright, Serum Visions, try to find a Demolich, which we did not. We'll keep the Thought Scour for next turn, though. So we'll go to combat, get the Phoenix back. Question is, do we attack? What's this? Dress down. Okay. Oh, so it doesn't have haste. Okay, I guess I'm not attacking that. Sure. Okay, your turn. Guess I am not attacking. Well, now the channeler has to attack, and I will happily block. I will happily block. And we also have Demolich. If they don't have a removal spell for Demolich, we are in cruise control. Cruise control. Doesn't look like they have the removal spell, because they probably would have cast it before the channeler died. Oh, so they just missed a surveil trigger? Oops. You know, beats. So their last card is Ragavan. I mean, this game's still winnable. They have nothing left. They have no Luris either, so that had to have been a misclick, right? Right. All right. Let's start off with the Thought Scour. Let's go. I don't necessarily want a Manamorphose here. I would love to put that into my graveyard. Alright, let's go. I need to get a white source, so let's go fetch for Hallowed Fountain. Let's go Serum Visions. Put this on the bottom. I'll top that. Bolt this thing. Attack for 3. They go to 4. We still have a Phoenix. If only they had a Luris. Alright, I guess I got punished for main phase in the bolt. Yeah, we're still fine. They can't really bolt my Phoenix. Never mind. They probably should have bolted me. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't matter at this point, but I guess I could brick on 2 lands here. I could brick on 2 spells. Oh no, because I can prismatic getting the treasure token, which I am going to do. Might play my land, right? Yeah, sure. Alright, you're at 1. 1 with a Ragavan. Sequencing wasn't the best in this game, but I think we successfully got him. I guess they could draw a removal spell. Yeah, no, even if they draw a removal spell, they're just dead, so. That was an interesting match. I think I maybe messed up my sequencing a little bit there with the cantrips. This deck's not that hard. This deck's not that easy to play. So hopefully I'm kind of showing you what it's like to play this deck without many reps. But anyways, we're 2-0, so that's cool. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for number 3. All right, YouTube, here we go. 2-0 with Jeskai Phoenix. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Cantrip, couple gut shots. Hope the gut shot's good in this matchup. Maybe our opponent will play like a DRC and a Ragavan. Ooh. Fold. Play creature that dies to gut shot? Ah, damn it. Well, I mean, it is still kind of nice. Because we can go basic island, hold up Thought Scour, and if they go for a dash Ragavan, we can kind of just time walk them. Dude, gut shot on dash Ragavan is... Whew. Now I know why Spike likes gut shot so much. Because that is an absolute beating. I'm going to lead on basic island to sell it too. Because I'm just going to get Sacred Founder with this anyways, and I want to cast Thought Scour on turn 1, so... I have all the reason in the world to play Basic Island, and I want to conceal that I have Gut Shot. If I play a Flooded Strand, they might just not go for it. Which, I guess they just didn't go for it anyways, but... Alright, Thought Scour me. And a Demolich. They cast Manamorphose, but if they have a counterspell, we kind of just get stopped. Can play Flooded Strand, pass, and go EOT Mending. I kind of think that's better. I just don't want to play into their counterspell. I'd rather just cast a spell on their end step. If they want to counter the Mending, that's fine. I'm not even going to cast a spell here. I could resolve the Mending, but... Oh, we're playing the Mirror. I see. I have been juked. Okay, sure. Mirror match is probably weird, huh? The mirror match is probably weird. I thought they were blue-red Murktide. They sold it pretty well. Mirror match, huh? Seems like everybody's been playing this deck. It's a good deck. It's a really good deck. That's Gary's fine. Did hit a Phoenix. That could be bad for me. That could be bad for me. Gutshot, probably not the best in the mirror match. Surgical's probably dope. We got Surgicals in our sideboard. Alright, Bolt me. And they're going to flashback Demolich. Okay. So we really kind of have to find a Bolt here off of this Mending. So I'm going to take 3 from the Phoenix, go to 14. I'm going to Fetch Shock for a Foundry, go to 11, Mending up to 13. We gotta find a Bolt. Gotta find a Bolt. Let's go Sacred Foundry. Mending. Okay. So I could go Metamorphose, Salvaging, Visions, Gutshot. So I just discard Ending, Gutshot. I think that makes the most sense. Untap. So let's Metamorphose first. Make blue-red. And then I can Salvaging. Or actually, I should probably Visions into Salvaging. Yeah, so let's go Metamorphose. Make blue-red. Okay, well now there's really no reason to Visions first, right? Because I have the card that I want to discard to Salvaging. So let's go Salvaging, discard Phoenix. Play Tarn, get a basic island. Play Serum Visions. So we're going to go Demolich, Phoenix. Question is, are we attacking? If I attack for 3, they go to 14. They then attack with both Bolted Demolich. No, I probably have to hold back, right? I'm actually going to be at 10 because I have to cast the Gutshot to play the 2 Demoliches. And then next turn, assuming a Demolich dies, I don't really think I can utilize the 3rd Demolich. It'd be really nice if I could access it this turn, but I've already played my land. So I think I'm actually just going to top the Vision and bottom the Demolich. Alright, let's play this first. Okay, so cast these 2 Demoliches. Definitely don't want any prismatic endings. Card is not very good in this matchup. Alright, so the question is, do we attack? 10 to 16. Attack them to 13. They untap. At the bare minimum, they attack with both Bolt Demolich. I block there. They take 3, go to 7. If they have another Bolt, then I'm in a really bad spot. God. I don't think I can attack. I think I have to play a little bit of defense here. It sucks because I don't really have much leftovers. My leftovers are not that good. I mean, I get, a couple Serum Visions, but... Okay. Not finding a Bolt was pretty bad. If I had a Bolt to kill this Demolich, I think my position would be a lot better. And if they don't kill both of mine and I draw a Bolt, then maybe we're still okay. Because then I could just Bolt, flashback, Bolt. But... as is, very tentative position. We're behind on life, but ahead on board. We're not going to be ahead on board for much longer, though, because they have the Phoenix there. And we're down a card, so we're down on resources a little bit. Yeah. Okay, just attacking with Demolich. Very interesting. So they're going to bolt one, block. Definitely not blocking. And this is kind of why I didn't want the third Demolich. Alright, so we both have a Phoenix. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's coming off too. Right, I actually forgot about that. Let's create Steam Vents. Consider. We can actually get enough spells to double Demolich here. Alright, so let's go... Just debating if I want to fetch shock first. I think so. Because I have to fetch shock. I'm going to have to shock anyways for a third blue source. So let's get a Steam Vents. Let's play Serum Visions first, because remember, you can... if you can set up Serum Visions to where you're topping a Phoenix, then you can bin it with the Consider. Bottom... So many spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be spell number 8, so I don't need a spell here. So we can bottom this. And we found a bolt too, which is not too bad. So 1, 2, 3. I get to keep one of these spells. Just keep the mending maybe. Yeah, let's keep the mending. I don't know why I'm main phasing this. 18. Don't want to attack. No, I think I'm still holding back to block. Alright. Your turn. Yeah, I think it's still right to hold back to block here. I could have also cast Metamorphose prior to casting the Consider, but the thing about casting the Metamorphose there is, like, if my Demoliches die this turn, I really want to make sure I have enough spells to get them back. Which is why I don't even want to cast this Bolt in combat, ideally. And that's why I didn't want to cast the Metamorphose, because I want to be able to, get these back after they presumably kill them this turn. Because if they're not killing them, maybe we just, maybe we can just gain enough advantage off of them. Opponent's going to combat. And they don't attack? Whoa. They also didn't cast... Oh, they can't cast the Demolish. They don't have enough spells. They just do on complete air? What if... What if I bolt the Arclight Phoenix? 4, 8, 11, 14, and then flashback bolt them? Is that too aggressive? Because I can cast the Mending and go to 9. But then they have 2 Phoenixes. I think what they're doing is they're setting up for a turn where they can get back both Phoenixes. But I do want to cast a spell pre-combat so I can flash it back with the Demolich. Five. Man, this is tough. Alright, so here's what I can do. I can bolt the Phoenix and go to combat. Attack with both Demoliches, target the Mending, target the Bolt. Respond to the Demolich triggers, cast Metamorphose off of Island. This, make red, white. White, blue to cast the Mending, red floating to cast the Bolt. Without having to shock. So I like that line. So let's go bolt the Phoenix. And then move to combat. Let's see what they do. Alright, they're letting me attack. So let's go target the bolt, target the mending, trigger on the stack, cast Metamorphose, make red-white. This might be a little too aggressive, but... Oops. Alright, now that we have red-white floating, we can cast this mending. Draw 2, go to 9, discard some lands that we don't need, and then flash back the bolt. I mean, I guess we're just dead to bolt if they get back the Phoenix. Maybe this was just too aggressive. I could have left back the Phoenix, maybe? It's probably what I should have done, right? Hold back the Phoenix here. Yeah. This is probably way too aggressive, because now they have 2 Phoenixes and I'm at 9. So, yeah, I'm just dead to a bolt plus getting back the 2 Phoenixes. Yeah, so if I leave back the Arclight, that probably ends up being a little bit better. Make them have, like, 2 bolts or bolt in the 3rd Phoenix. Yeah, well, there's the 3rd Phoenix, so now we're just dead to any 3 spells. Yeah, I got a little too aggressive here. I got a little too aggressive. I smelled blood in the water. Little too aggressive. Phoenix Mirrors are really hard to play. I never played a bunch of Phoenix when Blue-Red Phoenix was the best deck. But I'm sure there were tons and tons of mirrors back then. Oh, they have the 4th Phoenix. Okay, so, well, I was just dead anyways. Never mind. And they had the bolt. Alright, we're dead. We are dead. Okay, well, I don't think any sequence of draws was going to beat those particular cards, so I'm not that upset with it. Obviously, you know, it was a bit of a misstep, but... Prismatic Ending is really bad, and Flusterstorm's great. This seems like the easiest sideboarding of all time. Cut the bad cards, bring in the only good cards. Alright, cool. Submit. Let's see if we can find some Phoenix Eye. Is it Phoenix Eye or Phoenixes? I think it's just Phoenixes, right? I don't know. I'm going to keep this. We get some cantrips. This is a little awkward. Hopefully we can mill over a Faithful Mending. Dude, that damn fly is back. Alright, opponent's on 6. Your turn. Alright, Spiral Bluff Canal. Not scare me. Not you. We did mill over a Mending, and we drew a Salvaging. Pretty good sequence of draws here. Let's go Steam Vents, Untapped, Pass. Make an end of turn Salvaging. Actually, given that they might have brought in Flusterstorm, I'm going to let the Consider resolve and then probably cast it here, because I don't want to get this Flusterstormed. I think it's too important to resolve. Cool. Because I would assume they brought in Flusterstorm as well. They probably did the same thing I did. They binned a Scalding Tarn, if that gives us any information about their hand. Not a ton, but, you know, something to consider. Something to consider, get it? Okay, let's hold control. Let's put the Salvaging on the stack, and let's consider casting Thoughtscour in response here. Just in case I draw a Phoenix off the Thoughtscour. I think that's good. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Let's discard Flusterstorm, I think. I actually don't want to cast... of course. Okay. That's actually fine, because that's spell number 3, so now we can just go Sacred Foundry Salvaging. I don't want to cast Metamorphose and get it flustered. I mean, getting this flustered also kind of sucks, but... Oh, they have Surgical, that's what they have. Okay, sure. Yeah, they have Surgical. Yeah, I don't think there's much I can do about Surgical, right? Kind of stinks. Could I have played around that? I don't really think so. I don't think I could have played around that. All right, Phoenix is down. What you got? I think the way that I play around that is hold up Fluster and not upkeep the cantrip. Yeah. So I could have not upkeep the extra cantrip, and then I could have went just discard, cast a cantrip, cast a bolt, and then go to combat. If they have surgical, then I have Flusterstorm. So, yeah, might have been a little bit better. Alright. I mean, we got bolt for that thing, so. We have no Phoenixes left. But we do have Demoliches, so I think... Same thing as last time, I'm just going to cast the cantrip in response. Just in case we hit a Demolich. I mean... No, I guess? I mean, I'm just kind of discarding it, so that was kind of stupid. What are we looking for? Serum Visions, definitely not lands. Bolt this now, just so I can't get flustered. This is not good. This is not good. Yeah, we just have nothing left. This surgical was a beating. Again, I probably should have played around that and not upkeep the cantrip, because then I could have held the Flusterstorm that way. But yeah, that was backbreaking. They're just choosing to cast Demolich. Fine by me. Need to find some gasoline. Okay. I'm gonna Manamorphose. Should tap my white. So let's go red, blue. Make blue white. Cast Faithful Mending. I'm just trying to find more Demoliches. The fact that they're the first one to Demolich is kind of bad. Because I can Mending off of Hallowed Fountain, but then if I don't draw a... I only have one Surgical as a free spell to get back to cast this Demolich. So let's just discard 2 lands and play a Demolich. Trying to not go down on resources too much. But we're not in a good spot if they have a bolt. Actually, if they have a bolt, we just lose. Because, yeah, okay. Because they just Surgical our Demoliches. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think I could have played that a little bit differently with the turn sequencing with the cantrip on my upkeep to potentially hold up Surgical or Flusterstorm for their Surgical, but yeah, did not go terribly well. Anyways, 2-1. I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Round number 4. Alright, everybody, round number 4. We are on the play. Our opponent has revealed Luris, shocker. And we got a keepable hand. We got some cantrips, Faithful Mending, Prismatic Ending for a removal spell. Seems like a fine hand to me. Yeah, same thing as last time. I'm not sure what I'm looking for off the visions yet, so I'm gonna scour first. But same conversation we had the last time. Leading on Thought Scour to give you more information on the visions. I think that makes the most sense. Alright, Bauble. Bauble, Godless Shrine, huh? Okay, my turn. Build over a Gut Shot and a land. And we're drawing Steam Vents. So I think I'm just going to play Sacred Foundry and try to cast Mending. Let's do that. Blackleaf Cliffs. Dothy Voidwalker. Alright, so let's cast Mending first. And then we can just Prismatic Ending that thing. Ooh, been to Phoenix. Now we can actually go Manamorphose ending and get a Phoenix back, which is kind of cool. So we're probably going to do that. We do exile the Manamorphoses, which is somewhat relevant, but not terribly relevant. And it is worth getting the Phoenix into play, I think. So let's make blue, red. Make white, red. Cast Prismatic Ending. Crack Fetch. We even get to play a Demolich this turn because we're very lucky. Bottom. Play Demolich. Attack for 3. That was a good turn 3. That was a good turn 3, if I do say so myself. Kaya's Guile. I think I will let them have the Phoenix. Main deck Guile's kind of a beat. Do you want to Manamorphose now? Kind of want to do it post-combat, so let's just go Thought Scour here. That's... So now I can go Manamorphose, blue-white, Mending, attack, or Steamboat's untapped, attack, flashback, Thought Scour. So let's go Manamorphose, make blue-white, cast Mending. Don't really need this, and don't really need this. Untapped. Attack, flashback, Thought Scour. Thought Scour myself. And I'm doing Thought Scour because it just gives me the most looks at Demolich. Alright, let's keep the Mending in the graveyard. Alright, your turn. We got 2 Demoliches and 2 Bolts. They are off it. Alright, so playing against Mardu. Man, our opponent curved Voidwalker into Kaya's Guile, and we just... That game wasn't even close. Just think about that for a second. You know, our Jeskai graveyard base deck curved Voidwalker into exile your entire graveyard and make you sack a creature. It just wasn't. Whew. I just realized that. Wow. All right, Gutshot. Yeah, they're probably a Ragavan DRC deck, right? I'm still really not sure how we're supposed to sideboard against Ragavan DRC. Do we just not sideboard at all? Ugh, this stupid fly, man. This fly is killing me. The only card I think I could even really consider is Flusterstorm. Honestly, I kind of want to just run it back. I kind of want to just do no changes. I don't really think any of our cards are bad, and I think the only reasonable card in our sideboard would be Flusterstorm, and it's just... Cards like that are just so awkward against Ragavan. When they turn 1 Ragavan you and you have a Flusterstorm in your hand, you just kind of look pretty foolish when you do that. So I'm just not gonna sideboard. 1 lander, Thought Scour, double Manamorphose, double Gutshot. Oh, okay. I guess they're just off it. I don't know. I probably would have mulliganed this hand, but you know. Anyways, 3-1, I guess. That was an interesting... I mean, it was a cool game 1, you know? They went graveyard hitting to graveyard and we won. But anyways, we're 3-1. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. Alrighty, YouTube. The last round of the league. 3-1. Our opponent revealed the Lurrus. Now, again, I've said this a million times before. It's one of those situations where hands like this are exceptionally good against half of the Lurrus decks and complete trash against the other half. And what I mean by that is if they're playing Hammer Time, this hand is just complete garbage. But if they're playing a Lurrus deck with Thoughtseizes and stuff like that, then this hand's a little bit better. Granted, We don't have a removal spell for Ragavan, so it's still going to be a little bit weak to Ragavan. Now, even though all of that considered, I still think it's kind of hard to mulligan a hand that has Manamorphose and a Phoenix and a way to discard it, so I am going to keep it, although, you know, just keep in mind that not the best against Hammer Time. But this hand is just awesome against Thoughtseize. I guess they just take... No, yeah, they can't really Thoughtseize this hand. Because if they take Manamorphose, I just go Salvaging, discard Phoenix. If they take Salvaging, then I just go Manamorphose, Mending. And if they take if they take Mending, then I just Salvaging and have the Manamorphose. So, I mean, I think the most logical card for them to take would be Manamorphose, but... Got a Horizon Canopy and an Esper Sentinel. Well, that's not very good for us. Sentinel is quite good. Now, we did draw Arclight Phoenix, so that's pretty dope. Giver of Runes. Yeah, this is all bad. It's all bad. How the heck do we get out of this? I think the answer is we don't. I mean, I can Faithless Salvaging. And I'm just going to play this untapped. We are super dead if they have a hammer, though. Super duper duper dead if they have a hammer. Which it seems like they do. I will declare no blocks. Oh, they don't have a hammer? Okay. That's step one. Sure. Okay. So they're Hellbent. Cast the Salvaging, let them get a card. I'll discard a Phoenix. And now the question is, are we paying the 1 here? If I pay the 1 and don't draw a land, it's so bad. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to pay the 1. Giving them 2 cards is rough, but I just don't think I can afford to do it. Because we're going to have a pretty good turn. Oh. Okay. That's not a bad draw at all. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, how do I want to play this? I think it's like Manamorphose, blue-red, Thoughtscour, Bolt, Gutshot. Bolt the Giver, they protect the Paladin, Gutshot the Sentinel. Yeah, so let's go Manamorphose. Make blue-red. I'm just going to forget the Mendings for now, I think. Not bad. Alright, so Thoughtscour of me. Oh, that was sick. Okay. Well, I gotta Bolt the Giver because I have a red floating. I want to see what they do. They just didn't protect anything. Okay, so let's go to combat. Get back the 2 Phoenixes. Attack for 6. And I actually don't even have to cast Gutshot here. Which is sick. So I just hold up double Gutshot. We might actually be doing it. I thought we were stone cold dead this game. Well, I mean, we obviously had a busted turn there, but... yeah, I guess they just drew a bunch of air. Cool. That should just be lethal, right? 2, 3... 3, 6, 9, 11. Yeah, it should just be lethal. So, let's go to combat. Attack. Let's target... I think just Bolt Thoughtscour. Let's do Thoughtscour first. I think I like this. I could just choose not to cast a spell with the second one, but I think Thought Scour's fine. Oh, but I'm giving them a card. Right. Okay, this might have been bad. Alright, and bolt you. I mean, we still have double gut shot up. And they're at 8. I mean, as is, they can just chump block the 2 Demo Liches and take 6 and go to 2, but then they go to 2 and we have 2 gut shots. So if they want to play around double gut shot or another bolt, they have to block with the Nexus as well, which means their only creature left over is Memnite. So they're just dead, right? Oh, unless they have Shadow Spear. I see. I see. Where are they equipping? Oh, and we can't even... Wait, they're double equipping the Paladin. So now I can just gut shot the Paladin? If they have another equipment, this is bad, though. Did I screw this up? I think I just have to hope they don't have exactly Shadow Spear, because I can still kill the Sentinel. So what if I just kill the Sentinel now, with this on the stack, and then hope they don't have exactly Shadow Spear on this thing? Okay. Did you find the Shadow Spear? No Shadow Spear, please. No Shadow Spear, please. No Shadow Spear? Alright, cool. Okay. That one I'm going to have to go back and watch, because I might have... I think I might have screwed the sequencing up on that a little bit. Okay. We're on the draw against Hammer Time. Up a game. Feels good. Path coming in, Wear Tear coming in, Alpine Moon potentially coming in. I played a little bit with this deck prior to this league, and I played this matchup, and I had absolutely no idea what I was supposed to cut, because all my cards are awesome. I think you're just shaving a lot of the cantrips. Like, I almost just want to cut all of my Serum Visions. The fact that it's a sorcery is just... I kind of think it's just not where you want to be. And then Salvin just because it's lowest impact. I actually was not a fan of bringing an Alpine Moon against them, because I feel like the games you lose are not the ones that involve Urza Saga. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Again, I also just don't know what else to cut. Like, maybe you could shave more cantrips and do this and play 2 Alpine Moons or something like that. We could try it. Let's see how this works. I also tried trimming Prismatic Ending, but I think that's kind of crazy in this matchup. 1 land, Faithless Salvaging, double Phoenix. I want to keep this hand, but I don't think it should. This hand is significantly worse, but I am going to keep it. Put back Steam Vent. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to go to 5. Sigarda's Aid. Alrighty. Let's play a turn and pass. Well, they kept the 1-lander, so at least we have that going for us. Not a bad draw either. I could just spew off a couple gut shots, but I'm not going to do that. Rather just wait. What's this? Esper Sentinel. So I will respond to that. Let's get a Hallowed Fountain, untapped, cast Faithful Mending. Oh boy. This is what the kids call doing it, huh? Alright, so let's go get a land. Yeah, so let's go gut shot this thing. I can pay the 1. Yes. Tear this. Gut shot you. Get some Phoenixes back. Attack for 6. Your turn, and we still have path left over. Yeah, this game should be over. Cool, cool. I don't know if this matchup's good or not, but you do have a lot of sideboard cards. I mean, obviously our opponent also kept the one lander, but it is what it is, as they say. Path to exile my Phoenix. Alright, that is fine. I accept. I'm going to hold on to the land just to discard it to Mending. Another Sigarda's Aid. That is fine. Let's cast a Mending. Discard a land, and I guess I'll just discard the path now. Anamorphose, make blue. Red? No. Just make blue, blue, white. It costs 2 blue, so if I make blue, red... No, that's fine, actually. I can make blue, red. Worse if I draw a second Demolich, but... Oops. So this thing costs 3 right now, so Thought Scour myself... Blue, red... Make blue, red... Prismatic Ending. That... Done. Demolich... 3, now they're just dead on board. We still have a Phoenix and an Ending left over. Think we are done. Opponent agrees. Okay, so 4-1, only losing to the mirror. Mirror match was tough. This deck felt pretty good. We gotta go back to the deck list here, just to give a little outro here. Yeah, Spike did it again. Deck's great. I know that Spike top 8 of the challenge this past weekend, and I've seen a lot of people playing it, so, you know, it's definitely picking up in popularity. But yeah, this deck's awesome. The one thing I will say is Prismatic Ending as a spell to get back Phoenix. Some matchups you don't have a target for it, and I don't know if that's something that you maybe want to trim on. I would consider maybe an additional threat like a Murktide Region. I know that Spike wasn't a huge fan of it, but yeah, this deck is awesome. Love it. So if you're a big fan of the birds, definitely a strategy that I would recommend. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.